All right, so I use those markers for cutting this up before putting them onto YouTube, so that way we don't have to wait for the entire getting started screen and all that fun jazz. All right, but with that being said, there's no kitty cat in the room today, so I'm going to turn off cat cam. If he does decide to come in, I'll turn that back on again. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at where we are. I think, right, so we have this bug now, and we saw it yesterday when I tried to play with everybody. When the player runs out of lives, player disappears and game doesn't end. Well, it turns out that the game doesn't end. Because it's also when player wins, game doesn't end. But sort of everything freezes and stops. So I'm thinking that it's kind of tracking that the end happened, but we have some work to do. Probably a little bit of minor re-architecture, because I think we changed some things about how displaying works and how those images work, and that probably is causing those problems. And it's probably somewhere around like having the I think it appeared during the heart. So I'm sure it's something to do with the life system for the player, and we were tracking life somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but we're gonna dive in and take a look. So when a player runs out of lives, player disappears and the game doesn't end. Okay, so one thing, let's go ahead and take a look at this game. And see what we can make of that. Okay, so we have, well, that's another problem, is the number of times that we get that message. I think I'm tracking that. No, I don't think I'm tracking that. So that's another thing to add in here. Probably for bugs, which is when player is hit, multiple messages get sent to Twitch. All right, hit ourselves a few more times. Yeah, so the entire game pauses and we don't display the new thing. Also, our hearts reset. That's interesting as well. Am I returning negative and that's the reason for like is alive? So we come into the player life system. We have this is alive. Yeah, okay. So then what ends up happening here is that this becomes false. We disappear. So that's us disappearing. But the game's not ending because of why? We need to switch over to like the game ending state, don't we? So we have this entire get the player's life left. Okay, right, because if we can't find the player, then we assume 3. Well, this is probably 0 because we don't have a player. The player's gone now, so therefore it should be 0. I wonder if that's gonna help. Let's try running that. So it's 0 when we can't find the player. Okay, so we stay with 0 for this. So that's solved. But the game still freezes, and which is not really a problem because I'm assuming that when we're hit, the game freezes because I'm thinking we're hitting this now. We can verify that. Okay, so then I should be able to see if we're actually hitting this state, because I think that we are hitting this state here. Yep, but it's someone won the game, not actually the name of the player. So what happened here? So the object we're getting from player hit object is not like the actual chatter. So I think that's going to be in the player physics. Because the chatter is passed to us, isn't it? The chatter is a game object dot chatter. Okay, so it's inside of the game object. The game object is created, and something we recently worked on in the command area. Oh, but no, we passed the chatter in here. So in the main library, when we create Well, let's see. It's going to be an update. When do we call handle? Like the handle chat. Okay, so receive message from chat, chatter name. Okay, that's attempting to get that in there. Okay, so you're right here, I think. Because we know that we're getting the chat message properly. Here. Self.winning player equals. Okay, so this is in the main library. This is where we're setting it wrong. We need you to be the chatter name. So we're inside of if let's game objects. Do we not have access to it? We're creating a new chatter here. Okay, so we're attempting to find the player, and we couldn't find the player because the player is gone. That's our problem here. We couldn't find the player because the player is gone, and so then we just set the winning player to be something. We probably want to refactor this to be like collecting who is hitting the player. So if in here, if I switch you to the winning players, and we make this like a string. Then I can hit it 3 times. I don't need lives left anymore. We're just going to keep on adding in winning players for everyone that hits me. Let's actually make this a vec of strings. I think that would be best here. So that way our initial winning player can be an empty vector. We don't have lives left. Did I not put this in here? Oh, winning players, that's why. Okay. Then, in update, if game time left is 0, self.winning players, we don't have a list here. So this would be a push. Oh, right, and this is chatter. So instead of a string, we're gonna put chatter in here. Okay, so then here we're checking to see if somebody won the game. That's really going to be like if we have... I guess we should really track to see if we are in a game over state. Let's see. If we have like the game running, let's do like is game running. So we start with that with true. And so then here we can say, okay, if not self dot is game running, right, but this is not going to work because I don't like implement debug, I believe. Or I could run debug on it. That would probably work. But okay, so this basically, hey, if the game is running, if we're no longer in running state, return okay, we're done. Otherwise, continue on. And every time that we get hit now, okay, so here's the player hit object event. We receive from this, we get the chatter name. This is actually just a chatter, isn't it? We submit this message. Okay, this is fine. And then send to chat. So we send the message to chat, and then we also want to append to that vector. So self dot winning players dot push chatter. Okay, so that's now going to add into there. Winning player. So this is just sending, okay, if there's a winning player. We're already tracking those now. What I want to do now is just say, hey, we can't find the player anymore. We're now in a game over state. So we're going to say self dot is game running equals false. What's the command for unfold all? Control K, Control J. Lord Mist, hello, good morning. So, here we go. Okay, so here we have self-interface draw, context, screen size, and the winning player. Okay, so we want to set this to be the winning players as ref. This is now, I think we can just send them a reference of the winning players that way. Oh, here have a bite, or a U8 as we Rustations call it. Oh, thank you so much for Lord Mist for the 8 bits. I need to add in some more badges. Let me see. Am I tracking that? Because I think, so I have that one Rust badge. Let me add in, so like, Let's see, add new badges for bits spent. Yeah, it's something I was thinking of recently because we I've had like a couple bits spent here since then, and so I think maybe adding another one. Should really get the sprites in repo. It's a bit annoying since it's making it very hard to contribute. Yeah, no, I believe that. I wonder if I can make links. I wonder if I can do that, if I should do that through the Linux side or the Windows side, like with an alias. That would probably work. We can do that. Okay, so we're going to pass in a reference to winning players. Okay, so now we're going to go into interface draw, and this is going to be winning players, which is now going to be a reference to a vector of chatter. Oh, we probably also want to have just an is game over. That's really going to work. I still believe a good approach would be a build script that copies the sprites over. That's also cross-platform. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense too. Are you aware if can I run when I do like a cargo run? Have it like run a script or run like a shell command, or even just like give it some commands inside of cargo.toml. If yes, I could put that in there. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to figure out something else, like maybe just a script to run it. Just put build.rs in the root of your project. That then executes. Really? Oh, Trout soda with a I think that's 1 bit. Thank you so much for the 1 bit trout soda. And I believe that that gives you access to the Rust badge now, like Lord Mist has. Interesting. Okay, build.rs. I'm gonna put that in here. So under polish, like the first thing under polish, we're gonna say create a build.rs file in root of the project to copy assets into game proper. Up with 9 more bits from Trout Soda. Thank you so much for the 10 total bits today. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna get that. Let's also copy you. Throw you in there. And that will remind me where to go find that and look into that. Okay, so continuing on with this. We're in an interface. We also need to know if the game is over. So, is game over? This is going to be a Boolean. So we need to now pass this in too. So self dot is game running. Okay, I want this to be is game running. Is game running. That's gonna be a Boolean. The sprites just need to go into target, right? It's the sprites need to go into target. Well, so it's interesting. It needs to go into target release. No, target debug resources or target release resources. This is where they need to go. So one thing I can do right now is I can take you, can I copy you? So I did Control C. Now if I come up to get the streamer game and paste, it throws you all just inside of here, which is maybe not exactly what I wanted, but now it's too late. Can't undo. Yeah, I can't undo. I'm gonna put assets. Move you all in there. Yes, I want to move you. Assets, yes, move. Wait a second, where's my assets? Assets shouldn't go in source. Assets goes outside the source. Okay, there we go. And then you, nope, you to go in here too. There we go. So now I'm gonna have assets inside of here in preparation for that. Did I? Yeah, no, I copied them from the other place, so it should still work. We just need to create links. Why don't I write the script? If you want to, that's actually one of the reasons I was putting the assets in there, is in the case any of you want to start moving towards your t-shirt. Coming up, I think starting now, because you can register now, I have no idea if you can do it now or if you have to wait until October 1st. But October is Hacktoberfest, which is DigitalOcean and GitHub and like a few other companies get together. And if you register first, and then you do 4 pull requests to open source repositories that I don't believe are yours, then you get they'll send you a t-shirt or plant a tree in your name. One of the two. So we did something last year for this. And so this year, I think like we'll get a bunch of us. Like you've seen me wear some of the shirts in the past. I'm looking forward to the new shirt again this year. But I have no idea if you do the pull request now if that's gonna count. That being said, I'll create enough opportunities for like these games for pull requests in, so you all can get a t-shirt by contributing to open source. All right. So anyways, we now have an is the game is running. And okay, so what's happening here? We're doing the draw params. The heart X. Okay, so I don't actually need this index here. But more importantly, winning players. Where are you being used? Am I even doing anything? Oh, I removed that, didn't I? I removed all that stuff by accident. Yeah, because I reset this file and I think I took away everything that was part of it. Okay, that might have been a little bit too much. Because I want, okay, so when we end the game, we want like the full mask that dims everything. So we want a like full mask. Where can I get this Twitch chat wrapper crate that the game needs to be built? That should be available on GitHub as well. I did not deploy it because, I mean, it's still like working on it, and I wasn't really necessarily thinking that it. I don't know. That's probably a bad assumption on my part that I shouldn't deploy stuff. I guess sometimes I feel like that I'm polluting the with so many crates. But if we come to Brooks Builds and we search for Twitch chat wrapper, here that is. Oh, but you found it first. So right now I have it that you just require it in locally or through GitHub. I probably should deploy this to crates. Getting some version conflicts. Let me make sure I have the latest up there. Here's the wrapper. Oh, I don't have the latest up there. Okay, hold on. Uploading latest version. I guess this would be a reason why I should deploy this as an actual crate. I don't know if I've got like a version in here. But anyways, I just pushed up a new version of the Twitch chat wrapper. And so I'll add this in as project. Deploy Twitch chat wrapper to crates.io. I kind of wish that crates.io was namespaced. I would feel a lot less hesitant about like just deploying lots of little things that like are only useful for, well, I think that they're only useful for me. I don't know. Maybe they're useful for somebody else too. I'm not. I go back and forth on how like confident I feel with that. All right, so we have a full mask that's gonna dim everything on the screen, and this is gonna be a mesh. So let's create the full mask here. We're going to use a mesh builder. Oh, so you push to crates. I could have just uploaded a local repo of it. No, I didn't. I did not push to crates, and that's the problem. I should push to crates, so that way, if you want to like help out, you can't. When in doubt, I publish, but I'm on the Node side of things where people push all the things to NPM. Yeah, with Node, I'm like less concerned about it because like we've got to the point where it's like, it's polluted to the point where like, what's one more thing? It's not really a problem. With crates, like we're still new in the industry. It's still like shiny and we haven't like just varnished it with like all sorts of crap. Which is probably coming. There's no namespaces. Pointed no return for NPM was passed a long time ago. Way like at the point of like left pad. That's pretty much when it passed. When we realized that it was passed. I was looking for another local crate called Twitch chat. Oh right, I forgot. Because I was using Museum's Twitch chat, and I was doing it locally, and I can't remember why. But maybe the version of that, I think I was using like the latest hyper latest Twitch chat. So I need to like update that to use the Twitch chat that's coming from crates.io, which hopefully works, and then I can deploy. Just making things harder on myself. Well, and everybody else apparently. Well, if you want the latest, you can't you just add the get repo and a cargo toml? Yes, I could. I think I was running into weird issues with it where it was like caching like of the wrong version, and then I just gave up. Probably too soon. I think that if I added like the hash in the cargo toml, that would have worked. Like the commit hash. But okay, so mesh builder, create a new mesh builder. We want a rectangle so rect new, so 0.0, 0.0. We want the entire screen height and screen width. Oh wait, this is the bounds. Oh, it's the draw mode first, and then color. So color, we want you to be black. Okay, build context, question like that. Okay, so then you become the bounds. And then right here we want the mode. So you're gonna have to do the draw mode fill, and then we get that. Okay. Whoa, how did I? Okay, so rectangle new that. Then you okay. Then you come. Somehow deleted. Okay, so rectangle, give it the draw mode. This needs to be rect new. Then we give it this. Then we have the color. We build. So now we have a full mask. And we add that in here. Okay, so in draw, we have this is game is running here. This entire thing looks so different than what we used to have it as. Okay, so we do a draw, and we're going to draw, okay, the instruction image that's on the right-hand side. We draw the heart information, and then on top of all of this, we now want to draw, so if is game running, if that's true, we want to do a graphics draw context. The drawable is a reference to self dot full mask, and then drop params, and just keep the defaults. Oh, and we want this to be if not is game running. So if we're no longer running, then draw this. So this should dim everything down now when the game is over. And then we just need to like draw the winning players and all that stuff. That's fun. What happened here? Okay, so we panicked on an error value in resource not found sidebar.png. Did I remove it? Did I like move them out? So here's target, debug resources. Oh yeah, I completely removed them. I didn't copy them. I want to copy, paste. Can you tell me what commit your Twitch chat is at? I can't. It is compiling. Yes, let's go ahead and find out. Did I pull it down this way? No, I did not. I have to do this the old-fashioned way. Code, build, Rust workspace, cd, Twitch chat. Okay. Get, will status tell me? Apparently I modified stuff. Let's see, so status won't tell me that. Is it get log? Okay, so here's Here's where I am. So just copy that down, and then you'll be fine. You can pause the stream to keep that there. Or just wait for me to do that. Okay, let's try this again. So here we have this left. If I now die, snake, snake, snake. I died, and this. Oh right, I need to set the opacity left, but the rectangle ended right here. It did not go all the way across. So my stream width was not appropriate. Let's come back to here. When I create my full mask, all right, so draw mode fill, rec, so starting at 0, 0, and then width is screen width, and height is screen height. That would help. Let's try this again. Okay, there we go. So that masks out the entire screen, which is fine. I probably want to not actually destroy everything, but in reality, when we do this draw, here we go. For draw params, we want, come on, draw param dot. There's like an alpha, right? Oh, it's color. So I want color to be probably black, and we hit. Oh wait. Oh, you got to build it. Building, awesome. I'm probably gonna run into the same thing when I try to do it again, and like push that up to crates. Okay, so when we create this dark mask here for color. Oh, here's the dark mask. Let's change you to full mask. And I don't need you here because we already have you. Well, I can't run it because you got no Twitch token, but that's not important for the build script. Yeah, that's true. It should be pretty easy to use a Twitch token. You can even just use your own account. It doesn't talk to a database, so it's not like I'm gonna, save off your Twitch token. I don't need it anyways. I've got my own. I got several. Something that I am concerned about sometimes is how many people are gonna create creates that do evil things like that? Oh, it's nice, but then also we just steal all your data. And I wonder if that would be easier in Rust because there's less people looking at it. I know there's a bunch of that in Node.js, npm modules. There's some evil stuff going on in there. It's one of those fancy API tokens and not just OAuth, right? It's actually just the OAuth. Trying to think about how I can show you what it looks like without displaying my own. Which one are you looking at? Is it the .env? Oh, it's the .env for ours. Let's see. So if I open you up, so I don't want to be in Twitch chat. Let's go into get streamer game. Okay, so there's my .env. If I copy .env to .env.example, and I vim that. Okay, so then I want to Twitch name is that, and I want to change this to just a bunch of random gobbledygook. Okay, so that was vim example. Okay, so if I come here, vim .env.example. Actually, I have to do that there. I can do that here now. .env example. So this is not a real Twitch token. I just keyboard catted across that. It's just the same one you can get from that TMI web page that you can go to with Twitch. So if you give it, you can give it the Twitch name, Twitch token, and Twitch channel, and that's it. And that has to be in the root of the project. So I kind of want to come back to here, add in an example. Let's see, adding example.env file with fake OAuth token, because somebody's going to send me a message saying like, hey, that's your real token in there. It's like, no, it's not. I just keyboard catted that. Although now that I have an actual cat that does that to me, I probably should change my statement to something else. How do you even get the name color with that token? How do I even get the name color with that token? Like, how do I get the color stuff? Twitch chat itself is sending that to me. Or rather, my wrapper is extracting it out from the Twitch chat API. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about something else? Okay. Okay. What are we doing? Where's my project? Here it is. Okay, so we're now displaying out. I gotta run. Got a team meeting. Trout Soda, thank you so much again for the bits, and have a great team meeting and a great day. Okay. We display, I think, the mask now properly. Let's go ahead and run that as a test. So now everything should dim down. There we go. So we got the proper dimming down. The player disappears because we kill them. Okay, that's fine. And then we need the entire interface up here again, where we display out like who won. So now at this point in time, everyone who hit me, we could display out because we have that list. And so we have winning players and the teammates. Interesting, okay. So everyone who hits gets a winning players thing. So maybe this should be something like took a heart. Should we design this in like Figma again and just have like a big message? Probably not. But that would be interesting. Because I can have like heart, heart, heart. Like which of the hearts was taken by like which people. All right, so let's figure out what we want to do for this. We're gonna want the text for like the winning stuff. So the winning, I guess it's gonna be like the game over title. I guess I want to have, we could have, if I win, it's one title, and if you all win, it's a completely different title. So if chat wins, we can have like game over title, chat wins. So game over title, this could be a text. So we'll have something like game over. Or it probably should be something like you win, I win. Maybe do this just for super fast changing. We could do this in the draw. And then we'll abstract this out. Okay, so if we're no longer winning, we draw the full mask, and that goes over everything. And then on top of that, we now want to draw all of this text. So we're gonna have like a, we have to figure out if I won or if you won. We know that if I won because we're gonna have less than 3 winning players in it. We might want to like bring in like another player one versus winning players. I think for right now we can just track in how many winning players there are. If there's 3 of them, then there's 3 hearts that got taken away. In a main library, how do I know? Well, how do I know that the player, I don't think we're tracking that we track that the game is done, but we're not tracking that the player won. So we probably want to like track, did player win? And this is really going to be like game running. This might be best to be an enum, and so that way I can track this as like a running player 1, chatters 1. That's pretty much like the state. This is what I want, like the game state. I want this to be something like a game state, but of course we have like this game state here, so this is going to be running state. Okay, so if I do that, let's go ahead and create that here. Okay, so what are the states that we can have? We can have plain. We can have player 1, chat 1. That's pretty much it from what I understand. Okay, so then player 1, chat 1. So then in the main library, we have this running state. We do need to mod it. So mod running state. Use this. Down here, running state is running state plain. Then down here, so instead of this like is self game running, we're gonna need to implement partial equal, or just a method on this. So like we could impl off of running state pub function is plain. We can return, oh, this is going to be a Boolean. Okay, so if, can I do I have to do a match for this? If let, really there's nothing in here, is running state plain. I think it's just this, right? If Peyton Rules, hello, good morning. Aren't you streaming? Or did you stop streaming? Because I saw your message earlier this morning before I started. Okay, so if running state plain, okay, so I really want to do a like if self dot I guess like if self is equal Raven Legend, hello, good morning. If self is equal to player state plain, then I want to return true. Otherwise, return false. Partial equal. So we have to implement partial equal for this. I could do a match for this as well. That would probably be more accurate, so I don't have to. I don't know what like actually makes sense. So match on self. Let's do this. If we're in running state plain, we return true. Otherwise, everything else, we return false. There you go. So this will return these out of here. You were thinking about how the game could be improved. You wanted to run this improvement past you. Absolutely. Let me know. What is your thoughts? Oh, I want this to be the opposite, don't I? I want is game over, probably. Is game over, and so I want this to be the opposite, really. So if plain, this is false, and I want this to be if running state player 1 or running state chat 1 is true. Oh, that's not how to do it. Okay. I forgot how to do like the double. Oh, and this is, hold on, player one. Player one. There we go. That's how to do it. It is a single bar like that. That's how to do it. So, okay, if we're playing, it's false. If player one or chat one, it's true. So now I can do inside of the main library here, running state dot is game over. So I don't have to have this not here anymore. So we just ask if the game is over, then we're good. Return true. Now here, so is game running is false now because something won. Like the player is dead. So we're gonna say self running state is now gonna be equal to running state chat one. Instead of allowing the streamer having 3 lives, there should be 3 distinct rounds, each lasting X amount of time. After the time runs out, either the streamer wins or the chat wins. What makes the rounds differ is the abilities the chat has. In round 1, chat can only use fire. In round 2, chat uses only fire and sword. In round 3, they use fire, sword, and snake. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That would definitely make the game longer every time we play it. It would also bring in people like slowly into it. So like it's almost like a tutorial, like where, okay, you only get these things to begin with, and then you get to sort of like move forward with that. You know, I kind of wonder that the only problem isn't really like a gameplay or like game design problem with that. It's that I didn't write it in a way that I can easily switch over to that style. I think that would require a pretty big refactor. The overall winner of the game would be the one who wins the most rounds. You know, something like sort of moving on with that, if I did something like that, but then I said, okay, for a longer stream, I'm going to run X number of times, like every 30 minutes, every 1 hour, I'm going to play a game. And then it sort of like increases as we get that. The game can be redeemed from X amount of redeemed channel points. Oh yeah, it could be like, okay, time for us to play. I thought I heard some, hold on, let me check a door. I thought I heard a little kitty cat scratching at the door, but it was not. Also, Danny Fritz, good morning. I forgot to tell you good morning. I like the idea, Raven Legend. I think that I've coded myself in a way that's like not easy to switch over and do that. Where would the assets go again? In the target folder. Okay, so they go in so target, debug, or release resources inside of here. Yeah, resources. Which means that when you compile this for real, you have a resources folder that just goes next to the, because it's looking in like wherever the executable is, it looks for a resources folder in that same directory. You know, it's a good suggestion. I like it. I think maybe something like a second game, like a version 2.0. That would be a good idea for it. I'm afraid it would be too big of a refactor for me to go down that route right now. But I do like the idea. So keep them coming. And then when we get to the planning stage, we'll hopefully like be able to add those, like take in a lot of these ideas from like these other games and throw them into like the next one we do. You know, and it might be this one version 2. Okay, so draw is game running. We're now gonna have we're gonna pass the running state. So now we know what happened. So this is an interface draw. Is game running is now going to be the running state. So now I have this. What error do I have? Oh, an interface. Okay, so then we have is game running. So I can do running state dot is game over. So if the game is over, then we draw this mask. And then we can find out, okay, if the player won, we do one set of like draws. And otherwise we do a completely different set of draws. So inside of here, pub function did, we'll do chat win. So we're gonna match on self. So this is gonna be running state chat one. So this will be true. Running state player one or running state playing. This becomes false. Would you include power-ups that the streamer could pick up where the power-ups grants unique ability for a short amount of time, e.g. like a jump boost? Ooh. Yeah, maybe. So if I made a longer game, I think that would be a really good idea. Or like almost an RPG style where like over time I get more powerful every game I play. And maybe even like a roguelike where if I die, everything gets reset and then like it's like I wonder if like there could be a chat with streamer game. So like instead of versus, it's like collaboration together. That could be really cool. All right, so if running state dot did chat win. So if that's true, now we want to create our text and like display out, hey, the chat won. So that title equals text new. You all won. Probably need to mute this. You could incorporate an AI to take the role of the streamer so you can participate in chat to defeat the AI. Oh, that would be great. That would be great, especially if it's all the stuff I'm doing is open source. If I make it so that the AI is extendable and that anybody can provide their own AI or like their own like weights or anything else that like cause the AI to move around, then basically we could collect a bunch of AIs and we don't know which one we're playing against. Okay, so we do this. We want to do title dot set font, font new, no, font default. Let's do something like 50.0. So we set the font for this, and then we want to draw this out. So if I just do this, now destination-wise, this needs to be a new point 2. We need to figure out where to place this X-wise. X, I don't know. It's probably gonna have to be like the screen. I have access to the screen size. So we can do the screen size dot 0 minus, divided in half, 2.0, minus half of the width of this, which means I need to get this out. So let title width equals title dot width. We get that. And this will be title width divided by 2.0. The Y for this, let's do the screen size dot 1 divided by 2.0. Maybe like divided by 4.0. So it's in like the upper quarter. Let's see, and what am I missing? So draw at the end of this with question mark and semicolon that. All right. So if chat 1, we did UL1, title width, your U32 has a F32. Okay. So we got that. All right, so let's like see if this looks appropriate. No, because I have an error. I don't want to pass in, like, give ownership of running states. Let's give a reference to it. We don't need ownership of it, which means that in the interface, we want you to be a reference to that. No errors, just warnings. All right, so let's go ahead and end this game. And then I'm not gonna go with the heart. I want to die. Okay. All right. You all won. So then, you all won, and then I want to like have a list of the players that hit me down here. So, players that like hit streamer. I don't know how I want to like a list here. Just like all the way across. I did incorporate this, and I may have accidentally refactored it out. And by may have, I mean definitely did. I was a little bit overzealous with my my interface refactor. I guess it would be a rewrite. Refactor is incorrect. I did a rewrite. Oh, I totally missed this. Peyton rules. You rated me with a party of 2. Thank you so much, Peyton. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was like half an hour ago almost. If you're still here, thank you, thank you, thank you. Otherwise, hope you're having a great day. Yeah, names pop up under all that one test. Yeah, I did. I kind of deleted a lot of interface .rs, and that was the problem. But all right, so I've also changed it where I can track everyone who hits me, not just the last person who won. So I want to change that to like now, instead of being like one name up here, we want to put up the names of everyone who hit me. And so I'm thinking that's going to be just a single string under here. So what's that going to look like? Okay, so in is game over, we figure out, so we get our title. We draw the title out. I also want to get the, this is going to be like the players, like the list of players who hit. Would it be easier to incorporate credits like the end of the movies? Ooh. Now, are you thinking of like scrolling credits where it like scrolls? I kind of like that. I kind of do like that. How would I make that work? Special thanks to, yeah, and I could do the players who hit first. I could just make it centered with their color and the thing next to them. So if we were to do that, then this graphics draw, basically we don't do this anymore. Well, okay. You all won. This is, I don't need this check anymore. What I do want to do is have game over. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking exactly of that, Raven Legend. Have like the image of what they hit with or what they did as a drop. Okay, so let me title. So we're gonna have game over. I'm thinking of putting this at the very top. Or in the side. Would I want to do that? That might not, I might not even need this. I might want to just do like a text thing and have it moving up. No, so let's see how this feels. If I put game over will appear, then a game will go blank, then credits will roll in. I could do that. I was wondering if I had game over like appear over here, and the top left. So if I set this to be like x5 and y5, if we do this on the top left-hand side, no fishes dishes. Good morning. What code language is this? As Raven Legend just said, it is in Rust. I'm also using the GGEZ game engine. So when I die, Rust, snake. Apparently, yeah, it didn't know what to do with, you can't do double hearts like that. So if I have game over like this here, and then I have like the credits where like I put in the names of the players and I say, okay, like Raven Legend, Danny Fritz, No Fishes Dishes, and I have that appear with what you dropped, sort of like this, going up, or going down. It almost doesn't really matter. It's like goes up as like a list of them, and then the game ends and quits out as soon as that's done. I kind of like that idea. You might want to add throttling, removing the chat collision reporting to to-dos. Yeah, no, I have that in a list, like a very, very like next thing to do. Okay, I think we know what we're gonna do now. So in the README. So players, okay, it's the game. We have the game ending now. The game does end. We have this as a problem. When the player dies, the hearts reset. This is fixed. So we're mostly done with this. Now with polish, we want to create a game over screen where the players that participate, so where participants names and what they scroll, what they dropped, are sort of like added in. Most games solve by having a period of invulnerability after getting hit. So I do have a period of invulnerability, but I'm sending the chat message every time it's checking. It's just only checking on the first time. So that's the problem. Actually, I might be able to fix that really fast. Create a game over screen where participants' names and what they dropped are displayed on screen / scrolling up, like credits. So if I do that, let's go ahead and fix that thing. I think it's going to be in our player physics. Here's where we're colliding with this. We get, okay, so if self-to-get colliding with, if we're colliding with anything else, we get the chatter out and then we send the chatter. But then notice also in here, if the player life system, we tell the life system to be hit. And I feel like we want to do this first. So if I do something like this, so we extract out the life system. If it's a heart, we gain life. Otherwise, we get hit. I kind of want hit to return a Boolean. So in this trait, I want you to return a Boolean. Basically, was it successful, or was I in invulnerability state? So in a player life system here, so is hit, we return a Boolean. And so here we can see I have these iframes left. If iframes left is 0, self.lives is minus equals 1, and we set our iframes, and we're going to return true, we were hit. Else, return false, we were not hit because we didn't have iframes left. So if we do that, back to player physics, we can now do if player life system dot hit, then extract out this chatter so we can send this out like that. And then the rest in here, we have to say that hit, you return a Boolean. Oh, right. So I want to return just like false by default. Oh, let's see. Self-die in. Hit. Oh, heart life system. You always return true. You were hit. Okay, so if I do that, and now if you play, I shouldn't get that message multiple times. So let's try it. Yep, I'm only going to get hit by this once every invulnerability point of time. Perfect. All right. I kind of would want this like game over to maybe like either appear down here and move up, or appear right here and then move up. Probably like down here and move up. Raven Legend redeemed Pet the Cat for 500. Unfortunately, the cat's not around. So I can't pet the cat right now. I'm sorry. I thought I put... Did I put like a note in there saying like I can only do that if the cat is here? We have a new kitten. He's nearby. Okay, yeah. So, I'm sorry I can't pet the cat. Next time I stream that the cat is here, I will pet the cat twice. That's also why I turned off the cat cam, because he's not here to look at. He's hanging out with the wife, I think. All right, so if we come back at our README, this has been fixed. All of our bugs are done. So the next thing to work on is polish stuff, which is create a game over screen where participants' names are displayed on screen and scrolling up the credits. There's going to be some rewriting as part of this because I don't have that set up. I think I would add them in as game assets, so I can have them as just like give them like a physics object and like sort of throw them in there. I think that will work out really well. Yeah, so we'll have to deal with this. But that's gonna have to be next time because it is 8:37 in the morning for me, and that means I have to get ready to head off to work. Can the credits be written in JavaScript and then imported? No, unfortunately, they can't be written in JavaScript and then imported. So Rust doesn't allow me to do that. So I'm using Rust and GGEZ. If I wrote out the names to a file, I could potentially have like OBS read those and then like display them on the screen in some way. I could also potentially like set up some kind of overlay website where they showed up, but I don't think they work. Lord Mist, you're still working on a build script, by the way. Well, thank you so much for working on that. That's gonna be awesome to have in. I'll make sure to give you credit when you get that pull request in. But also, like, don't worry too much about adding those all. I don't want anybody to like feel they have to do anything. All right, but with that, let's go ahead and send all this code up to GitHub. Nothing crazy in here. So we added the assets and fixed the bugs. You're having fun with this? Awesome. I'm hoping that things are fun to work with. I have to learn to code so you can at least contribute something. What's your level? Like what level do you consider yourself at code-wise? Like super beginner? Have you done anything like web development-wise? All right, push that up. All of this code is available, not that code, repo. And so here is that first link here. That's to the Get the Streamer game. It's not quite as easy to get up and running right now as Lord Mist found out, and that's because I didn't really set this up properly. You started learning HTML and CSS, but realized it needs JavaScript to be fully operational. JavaScript, yeah, so today's web development in modern times, yeah, it's really hard to like get by without JavaScript. There's some really excellent resources out there for learning JavaScript, like Codecademy. Like that's good for like the syntax and like the very basic first steps. There's a bunch of streamers out there like Coding Garden that like does some introduction stuff. I'm gonna start learning Python next week, then JavaScript after that. 6-month timeline, hopefully. Oh yeah, you can totally learn stuff in 6 months. At least you can learn enough to be to do simple things and like build applications. Yeah, you could build a full application in 6 months of learning. Yeah, and like when you're confident and ready for that, let me know and I could do a walkthrough of like setting up and contributing to like a little Rust stuff that I'm doing, and get you going with that. Get you addicted to Rust early. In the meantime, Togglebit is streaming. What's Togglebit? Togglebit is streaming Rust Rantings and Ramblings. I'm waiting for the advertisement to be over so I can actually see what Togglebit is streaming about, because this advertisement is long. All right, let me turn off the music and mute my microphone.
Only on a menu in an Indian restaurant. I smell cigarette smoke. Anyway, actually, you know what? That sounds familiar. What's the context of this? Right. So where I am now, Rust cannot do type inference the way I want it to. So it's this is not working, right? And I
He's definitely doing Rust stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and set up a raid to Togglebit. We don't think we've raided him before. Where is my raid? There it is. Togglebit. Start raid for that. And switch over to the ending screen. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Thank you also, Raven Legend, for all the ideas, which are going to be excellent. So I'm looking forward to adding those. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your Monday and a great week. I'm doing these streams every single weekday morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time till around 8:30 a.m. So that's GMT -6. And Fridays we're doing exploring with WebAssembly, and Sundays we're doing like tutorials. So we're like, teaching Rust, teaching programming. Show like you feel follow me on here on Twitch or on Twitter for notifications for when I'm going live. With that, I'll see you next time, and bye.